Yeah, Hotep, Black Power. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors. My sister, my father, my in-laws, and all of our ancestors who are fighting in liberation for salvation in this black nation. I hope you all can remember this picture here of this devil. Michael Roosevelt, who was charged with the killing of Antoine Rose, officially charged with homicide. Now, let me tell you all something about this. Don't get, you know, all excited. You know, don't get excited about this shit because they do this shit all the time. They always say they charge somebody and then during the trial they are acquitted or reduced sentence or they're fired off the force or some shit like that. So don't get all motherfucking, you know, howdy doody and jumping up and down and all this shit like justice is in progress and all this bullshit. You know, and even if he is convicted, they still got about 300 more to go. We can go all the way back to the Sean Bell shooting when he was shot 50 times the night before his wedding at his bachelor's party. Unarmed, shot 50 times. You know, and that was back in 06. So, you know, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you motherfuckers something right now. Any of you house niggas, let me make this clear. Any of you house niggas that get on social or on the national media running your motherfucking mouth in defense of this goddamn devil, I'm telling you, I'm going to put you on blast. I'm going to really put your ass on blast. You know, Ray Hagans, Ray Lewis, Steve Harvey, Charles Barkley, you know, Tavis Smiley, Cornel West, any of you motherfuckers. I don't care if you a priest, pastor, T.D. Jakes, Creflo, any of you motherfuckers. You Oprah Winfrey's, Ayanas, and all this bullshit. Any of you motherfuckers go on social national media in defense of this goddamn devil, you're gonna hear it from me. You're gonna hear it from me. Cause I'll dig all your old bones up and relight them motherfuckers and put your ass on blast. You're going on blast. So if you think that this is gonna be your way of winning some motherfucking points, you got another thing coming to your motherfucking buck dancing ass. And this is for all buck dancers and wannabe buck dancers. You know, and all coons who are interns trying to acquire your coonship. Don't get caught. You know, and they do this all the time. They get everybody thinking that justice is going to be served by charging this motherfucker. They charge these devils, and then after jury selection, you know, during the trial, next thing you know, they are acquitted. And what they usually do is find 2 or 3 bougie niggas, bougie, self-hating niggas that hate blacks. They get 3 or 4 of those black, self-hating blacks that hate blacks, period, and get them and make them jurors. So when the verdict, the not guilty verdicts come down, they can say that it wasn't an all-white jury, when in fact it was. So don't You know, be advised, all you buck asses coons, you bootlicking motherfucking niggas, be advised. You know, it's best to keep your mouth shut. Shut this one out. You know, this boy was brutally murdered. Brutally murdered. And I'll explain why. He was shot 3 times. One bullet went straight through the back of his elbow. It was and exited out his arm. The other bullet hit him on the side of his face and exited out of his cavity, nasal passage. Meaning that the bullet went in the side of his face and came out his damn nostrils at 1,220 degrees Fahrenheit. That's how high the bullet is. And it went through his head and came out his nostrils. The other bullet went in his back and came out and was lodged into his chest cavity and around the heart, which was the fatal shot. So this young boy died a horrible, painful, fiery death. Now, for this cracker here, Rosfeld or Rosefeld, whatever his motherfucking name is, this is his 3rd goddamn police force he's been on. Now, I haven't been able as of yet to retrieve his motherfucking records, his conduct records from the last 2 police forces that he was on. But he just was sworn in 3 weeks before he murdered Antoine Rose. Not only that, this motherfucker was a combat infantry war veteran. And see, they don't tell you this shit, you know, on the news. You have to do some research to find this shit out. You know, cause I've been working on this motherfucking cracker all night. Cause I knew something was wrong with this picture. When they started rioting and protesting a little too soon, a little too much, I mean, which I'm totally against. Only 2 places I recommend blacks protest: police station, city hall, and the killer's goddamn front yard. So he had murder on his mind. But see, these devils have been given permission by Donald Trump to murder blacks, along with the hatred that you already have for us. Look at this motherfucking devil. You can tell he's a devil. There's nothing good about looking at him. Nothing. And if he is by some long shot convicted and goes to prison, first of all, he's going to be a hero according to the Aryan Brotherhood. So don't get it twisted like the white boys in jail going to be against him. No, he's going to be a celebrated motherfucking hero among the crackers in the penitentiary. However, the real true G's that are locked down, because every brother that's locked down ain't no G in jail. Ain't no G in jail. Trust me when I tell you. A lot of them just got a lot of mouth. A lot of goddamn mouth, and they lift weights because they are in total fear. But I'm talking about the real G's that don't lift weights. The only thing they lift is a fork to eat and a knife to cut with. When they're gonna get a hold of his ass, if he doesn't get sent to one of these motherfucking Club Med, you know, with all these motherfucking white collar motherfuckers, the prisons that they go to, which is better than most of the people how they living out here. They work every day. Motherfucker get up and get out of his cell every morning, eat a goddamn steak and egg breakfast with grapefruit, and then go play 18 holes of golf. And this motherfucker's supposed to be in prison. But if he's sent to really be taught a lesson, he'll go to the belly of the beast. Now, once again, you know, this motherfucker was a starched motherfucking AB, Aryan Brotherhood, starched white nationalists. And they ride around, these motherfuckers ride around with their hearts beating. A lot of them be blowing coke while they're in the car, drinking liquor. And they, you know, looking for a nigga to kill. That's the mindset of them. We looking for it. We going coon hunting tonight. And we gonna kill any motherfucking nigga that we see. If a nigga runs, if a nigga put his hands up, we still gonna kill him. And say he was reaching for something. And if we don't find nothing, if we can, we'll plant something. So law enforcement, the criminal justice system is not on our side. You coon niggas need to understand that, Ray Lewis, because when they pull your motherfucking ass over, they don't care. They don't care how many goddamn Super Bowl titles you won, because you murdered 3 motherfuckers. You know, 3 of your gay lovers and walked on it. Because of your coonitis. And for those who don't, if you don't know nothing about that, I'll do another video at a later time. But now's not the time. But this shit has to end. And the only way it's going to end, you G's got to start firing back on them. You fire back on everybody else. That's what I don't understand. Y'all do all these drive-bys and you stand in the street like you're in the old west when it comes to somebody that looks like you. But then when these motherfuckers pull up, you don't have no motherfucking wind in you. You don't have no wreck in you no more. Where did all that shit, where did all the G shit go at just that quick? Because a real G, he's supposed to fire down. Win, lose, or draw, he's supposed to fire the fuck down. And I'm not trying to encourage you to do something that you ain't gonna do any motherfucking way. But I'm just explaining, when I was coming up, what real goddamn gangsters did. What the true goddamn G's did. You know, so we can go back to, you know, the 101 unarmed blacks that were murdered by white cops in 2014. You know, see, it's a lot of them that you don't hear about, except the high-profile cases. Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner, Ezell Ford, Oscar Grant, Tamir Rice.
This is another Infosol production.
You know, and Tamir Rice, 12-year-old boy. This is how afraid and scared that the white man is of the black man, where a grown white man is scared of a 12-year-old boy. Boy doesn't even have hair on his dick yet, and you terrified of him, where you have to take his life. That shows how much of a coward you white motherfuckers are. And that's why a lot of you join the force, because you're cold pussies. And the only way you can possibly feel halfway like a man is that if you have a legal weapon on your side where you have an advantage over the real goddamn men in society. And most of you didn't. You couldn't make the football team. You didn't get any girls when you were in high school. You were pushed to the back. You was a nerd. You was a punk. And this is your way of getting back. Because I can look at half of you motherfuckers, and you niggas too, you big fat sloppy motherfuckers, and those who overlift weights and all this shit. You know, because you was a fucking punk in high school. You was a punk on the streets. You wasn't allowed to hang out.
Enjoy.
And so now when you pull up, you flex your muscles and your motherfucking gun belt and all this shit on everybody. Look at me now. Say something now and all this old, the type of mentality you faggots have. But all that's gonna come to an end too. Antoine Rose, he won't get a chance to graduate from high school. He won't get a chance to see his first child being born. You know, his parents won't be able to be grandparents through him. All his dreams and hopes were murdered with 3 shots of a 9mm pistol coming from a faggot. So we ask the ancestors to embrace this brother, you know, and allow his legacy to continue to live on. Not as just another nigga that's been murdered, but as someone who can be a symbol of hope for some other youth. You know, to stand strong, to continue to get an education, go to college, become a lawyer, so you can be a part of the war fighting against this criminal justice system. Because it's plenty of opportunities for those who are still here, and I'm talking to the youth that are still here. There's still hope. You still have time. Believe me, I've been working with youth almost going on 20 years in various group homes, shelter houses, along with my own program, the Street Law Soldiers. And we will continue to help our youth enter the threshold of manhood, to help them become strong warriors, not cowards, not punks. To be a warrior in all aspects of your being, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, historically, that you truly understand the bloodline, the rich and powerful and royal and original bloodline in which you've come from. So you can be a force to be reckoned with out here. And not have to lay down and bow down to no goddamn devil. And that's our mission. This is why my greeting is always, I speak on the liberation of our people. Because liberation is possible. Liberation is possible. Liberation exists, meaning we can acquire it, but it takes us to free us. You know, let's step up to the plate, brothers and sisters. Let's stop this bullshit. Let's stop sitting back and depending on the devil to prosecute the devils. Because it doesn't work like that. This is a war we are in. A war. backing down, being a coward. There's no longer any room for that shit no more. It's time to teach, educate our young warriors, our young gods and goddesses. Because once they know where they come from, then they can get a clear understanding of where they're at. And it'll definitely give them the motivation to know where they need to go. Because the children are our future. And I'm tired of hearing that bullshit too. The children are our now. You know. And not to discredit the song The Greatest or anything like that. But the children are our now. They're not our future. They're here now. 17 years old. Already in the ground. Some of you have shoes and clothes, bicycles that's been in existence longer than Antoine Rose, which is a fucking shame. Bright young men. The smiles are being erased by these white devils. Not the Ku Klux Klan, the Blue Klux Klan. Y'all better understand this. And for you elders, y'all better stop having so much faith and confidence in these law enforcement and these goddamn devils and these demons that are dressed in blue. You seen the movie Denzel Washington, Devil in the Blue Dress? Same thing, the devil in a blue suit. We have to wake up and be on guard at all times. Because any one of us could lose our lives at any given moment. It's a fucking shame when your life and your existence depend on how a motherfucking cracker feels in his car and decides whether you should live or die. Regardless what your occupation is, regardless what you do, regardless of who you are, to them, you're just a nigga. That's why I can't understand why you motherfucking coons stay sitting on the white man's lap all day. Ray Lewis, he's a lap dancer. Steve Harvey's a lap dancer. Snoop Dogg's a lap dancer. Common's a lap dancer. Jamie Foxx is a lap dancer. Oprah Winfrey is a cunt eater. Ayana, whatever her name, she's a cunt eater. Gail is a cunt eater. Wendy Williams is a cunt eater and a dope fiend. Tyra Banks is a cunt eater. And the list goes on and on and on and on. Cedric the Entertainer's a cocksucker. And we can continue to go on and on. Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan. All of them are fuck boys and fuck girls and house niggas and bed wenches for the system of racism, white inferiority. Because it's not white supremacy, because you motherfuckers are not supreme. You either get with it or you just gonna end up just getting it. Black power.